Video on KLIP because they declared their recent distribution. So let's cover that, in comparison to the prior months. And then we'll also take a look at their holdings to see, how that's looking. So here's the KLIP website. Again, it's on KraneShares.com. KraneShares, they're the fund manager. They're running the show here. They're, they own KLIP, and they also own KWEB, and KWEB is what KLIP buys to sell covered calls on. So essentially, double dipping, as some would say. So anyway, KLIP is, it's a good covered call ETF. It's international exposure because they invest in China tech companies. Distribution rate on the website, 53%. But let's go, what's good about their website, there's actually just quick keywords you can just click. So if we click the distributions, you can click the 2024 calendar, and they did update the recent announcement, which was declared, I believe, a day or two ago. But they're going to pay 61 cents, or could round up to 62 cents because they're going to pay 0.616754. Okay. The ex-dividend date on that is, February 27th, which is come and gone, but the payable date is today, February 29th. So obviously, whoever owned it prior to the X date will get that distribution, and they're probably happy because it is a raise from the prior month. And one thing I just wanted to mention, I did not cover this in my last video, really quick. They sell calls at the money. So I know I said they scatter their calls, but I did not mention that they, every time they make a new call, yes, it's going to be scattered, but that's because the movement of KWEB, it went up or down. So unfortunately, they do sell, as you can see here, this is the summary prospectus. Each month, the fund will write/sell at the money flexible exchange call options. So, and this would work, say, if they sell a call at this price and then KWEB goes down, say 5%, 10%, and then you buy at that point because you can take potential capital gains from, it being out of the money at that point. So it's good and it's bad. It's kind of, I don't like at the money. I wish they went a little more, out of the money, but it is what it is. But let's take a look at their calls. So here is my KLIP/KWEB file. This is what I track now going forward. So the last ex-dividend date was January 27th. So let's take a look at the movement. If we compare KLIP versus KWEB, is there any drastic changes? So you see on January 30th, KWEB went down 2.05% and KLIP only went down 1.78%. We're used to seeing that type of movement like on YieldMax, right? And then we had another down day. KWEB went down 2.24%, but again, KLIP went down 1.52% because again, they're selling covered calls. And covered calls, that's a bearish play. So if the price of the underlying goes down, they're winning more, which will increase their net asset value. This one's a big variation. KWEB actually went up 6.72%. That was a big day. Unfortunately, KLIP was only able to capitalize on 3.56%. However, that's still pretty good considering they sell at the money calls. Here we go. Again, KWEB went down 2%. And KLIP barely, it didn't even go down a whole percent. So that's pretty good. So these two stay kind of in limbo. Oh, here's one. KWEB went up 2.71%, but KLIP didn't even get 0.75. It got 0.74%, but okay, whatever. But then, returns the favor here, returns the favor there. So up, down, again, when you sell at the money calls, you can only gather, so much. And then here's X date. Obviously, KWEB went up on X date 1.4%, but KLIP went down 3.9% because, again, they pay a distribution. I think it showed the monthly rate, right, on the website. If we click here, yeah, the monthly distribution percentage is around 4%. The movement for the day was 5.33%. Okay, so whatever. Because obviously we're not going to capitalize on the whole 1.4% probably because we are capped with our calls. So that's the comparison of KLIP versus KWEB. Now, if we take a look I throw this little chart in there. So here's the KLIP chart. Not a good looking chart. How far does this chart go out? This is a 1-year chart. Obviously not what you want to see, but hopefully things get better in China land. And here's KWEB. Again, it's down. So both are down. KWEB looks a little better, but again, hopefully things get a little better recovery. Some information. KLIP did launch January 12th of last year, 2023. Their annual expense ratio is 0.9%, and their current yield is taking what, B31? Okay, so this is not updated. This should say B33. Okay, so their current yield is 50.62%, which is amazing. That's an amazing yield. So yeah, if we look at the distribution this month, it's 62 cents. Last month was 57 cents, so it's a 7.72% increase. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months was a decrease. This is the first month in 6 months, whatever, it had an increase. So that's pretty good. Did they actually make enough money to pay it? Who knows? Are they just digging into the NAV? Who knows? We'll see. So here are their outstanding holdings. So what I did is I went to the website, if you guys are curious, and you can go to the holdings right here. You click holdings, and then you click fullholdings.csv. It'll give you a nice little export. So all I did is I copied that information. I put it on here, and I had some old formulas. But so here's what they hold. They hold 5.9 million shares of KWEB. Again, they own KWEB, okay? And they also own 983,000 in cash. And now, newest holding, it looks like a little money market fund, $700,000 in the money market fund. Last month, or at least on 2/16, that did not exist. They only held cash, KWEB, and then the calls. So this is a new ad. I went to look them up real quick, and they are called State Street U.S. Government Money Market Fund. So I don't know what the rate is or anything. Does it even show? Year to date, 0.86%, yield 5%. So they're making money. They're making money on your money. So that's good. I like it. Obviously YieldMax buys the treasuries and the bonds and whatnot, but they're going to put it in the money market and make some money while it sits there. So I said what they own in KWEB, and here's all the calls. So as you can see, scattered all over the place, 2336, 2579, 2575. All right. So this is a little harder to look at, but if we scroll to the right, I have formulas. So here's all the calls, right? The current price of KWEB, by the way, is 25.41. So it looks like a lot of these were created when KWEB was down. So now they blew through a lot of these calls. Most of these calls, some expire March 1st. If you look at the top one, let me zoom in so you guys can see a little better. Yeah, hopefully that helps. So that top one, that one expires tomorrow, and that's 8% in the money. So they're going to lose money on that transaction, right? The next next three, they expire March 28th. So they got some time, but those are at the money. So they must have opened that one recently. And then they have April 5th. That one's at the money. So that's probably a recent one. And then they have March 22nd at the money, March 28th at the money. And then they have this one, March 1st, tomorrow, 3%, 3.66% in the money. They're going to lose on that one. And then March 8th and March 15th. Their average out of the money percentage is it's negative. So it's 2.13% in the money. That's not that great, but that means KWEB's been going up. So hopefully, KLIP was able to capture some of that capital appreciation. The market value comes to 144 million, 144.8 million. Is that what the website says? Overview, click overview. What we got? Does it show net assets? Net assets, 138.9 million. This shows 144, H3 to H16. Yeah, but maybe this information is not all that updated. There could have been something else coming out, but either way, KLIP price is 1462. Outstanding shares comes to 9.9 million because they don't show outstanding shares on the website. Total contracts, by the way, if I highlight, the sum of G6, right here, down to G16, that's the number of contracts. So if I take that number and then I multiply that by 100, I get the shares that are in options contracts. And then if I take the total shares that they own in KWEB, right up above, and I subtract that from that number, I'm showing that there's only 12 shares not being used, which means they're using all the shares that they can, because obviously each contract is 100 shares. So far, looks pretty good. So yeah, that's it. That's the holdings. That's the update. Again, I have a little note. The prospectus states calls are sold at the money. I'm going to keep that in this file. So we always, again, I knew that from when I did the video way back when, but sometimes you can't remember everything. So there it lies. And now we know, for good. So that's the update on KWEB. Let me know what you guys think about the distribution. Do you think, are you happy with it? Are you happy with KLIP performance? Are you happy with KWEB performance? Is this one of your favorite funds, or do you hate this fund? I know a lot of people hate it because it's China related. And everyone hates China, but whatever. I consider it international exposure. Regardless of what I think of China, is irrelevant for my investment. Is China a powerhouse? Of course they are. Obviously they're hurting right now. The KWEB's been going down. But I like international exposure. There's more than just the U.S. Obviously, most of the investments I do is in U.S. So if I can get some international exposure in my high yield dividend portfolio, then I will go about it. Hopefully, KLIP will perform better in the future. However, if another international high dividend ETF comes along and they sell out of the money calls, you best believe I'm leaving KLIP to go with them. So, but we'll see. I don't know if that's going to happen. And if it does exist, guys, and let me know. Share the wealth. But yeah, that's all I got for today. As always, guys, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully it was somewhat entertaining, and hopefully you had a little fun. But like I said, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. It always helps the channel. It helps YouTube figure out what they got to do with my channel. Sometimes it comes up for people when they search. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. But my channel's it was growing pretty good, and now it's slowing down. But so maybe YouTube hates me for a little bit. Maybe it's a little break, but I'm about to hit 9K subs, which I guess is pretty good. But I'm still a very, very small YouTuber. But I guess I should be grateful considering I don't do any editing. I do everything on my phone. I don't even have, I don't have a laptop for any of this. So, all things considered, I should be very grateful, and I am. But yeah, that being said, thanks again for watching my channel. Thanks again, assuming you're subscribed. If not, it's fine. I'm not going to say, please subscribe. No, you don't have to. But if you watch it, I'm happy enough, right? But obviously, if you subscribe, you like it, and you watch it, that's the best of all the worlds. But, you do what you do. Either way, I got to go. Lunch break's almost over. Got to eat something and then get back to work. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. For context, I'm probably going to launch this at 3 p.m. because I got to get my Defiance video out first. All right. Have a great one. Later.